Hi, Jody Daniels, privacy consultant, and today we're going to talk about GDPR, the General Data Protection Regulation, the EU privacy law, and what it means for what you need to be doing as a company to be compliant. So I like to break this up into the external-facing activities and the internal-facing activities. So I think it's also important to understand what is GDPR, what is the basis behind it, because that will really help set the stage for all the different activities that you need to do. So in Europe, privacy is a fundamental right, which means that every time we're processing data, which is a fancy word for basically using, collecting, storing, destroying anything you're actually doing with data. So anytime we're processing data on an EU resident, we need to be remembering that it is a fundamental right, and we need to really be thinking about that individual first. So let's approach the external-facing activities. So you need to have a privacy notice on your site. This is really the communication vehicle explaining to the user what it is that you're doing with that data. You need to have a cookie banner and a cookie notice. So in the digital marketing world, you might be doing some type of pixeling, analyzing online digital targeting, and in that regard, you have a cookie banner and a cookie notice. So again, an external-facing activity. But you also need to be documenting all the different processing that you're doing and what's called a data inventory to meet Article 30, which is a particular article within GDPR. So you need to really understand all the data processes that you have, and there's literally formal documentation that you need to do with that. You need to make sure that you have a process to honor individual rights or data subjects access requests. So as an example, I might ask you to delete my data. As a company, can you manage that activity? So you want to make sure you have a process and a policy in place to be able to honor those individual rights. You also want to ensure that you'd be able to meet GDPR's requirement to notify of a data breach within 72 hours of understanding that you have a data breach. So first, you need to ensure that you have strong security protocols, and you need to ensure that you have a process in place to be able to receive those data breach notifications, be able to research them, and know whom and which data regulator to be able to notify them. So those are just a couple of the high-level activities under GDPR, really that external-facing piece, which is the privacy notice and cookie notice, and the internal-facing ones that we talked about, data inventories, individual rights, and ensuring that you're able to meet the 72-hour notification deadline for data breach activity. And when you have all of that, that's really the baseline, the foundation. So what you then need to do is figure out how will you continue to maintain that on an ongoing basis. So with that, thank you very much for listening.